Yes, probably a good idea. I think I spelt bargain wrong.
What? No, you're barging in, obviously.
Is it bargain?
Well, are you gaining something?
Like, if something's a bargain, is it B-A-R-G-I-N or B-A-R-G-A-I-N? I can't remember.
I
Hello,
remember
everybody.
why we turned up the music.
Cell says it's bargains.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, because the music in-game is very low compared to the music in the menu screens. Alright, so we have people here. Let's say hello to the people. We have Potato. Say hello to Potato.
Hello, Potato.
Hello, Potato. And Cell. Hello, Cell.
Hello, Sal?
Cell.
Oh, Cell
You say
Technology.
this every time. And Distributed Deadlock. Hello, Deadlock. We've not seen you for a while. Say hello to Deadlock.
Hello, Deadlock. Ah, there we go.
Oh, and Lieutenant Lucan's here. Hello.
That's making me dizzy.
Making me dizzy.
What's the thing you say in English when two people say the same thing at the same time?
Snap.
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 I don't know why, but apparently the German version, at least locally speaking where I grew up, was chips and cola.
Chips and cola.
I don't know why. It seems so unrelated.
Cell says, shut the radio. He hates this song.
Oh, how can you hate this soft
That's
line?
alright. We'll be heading outside in a moment, won't we?
Ah!
Potato says it's Jinx.
Jinx! That sounds far more reasonable.
We say snap because of the gamer snap. Cell says it's cola and chips.
Well, the weird part
Chola
about
and
this
chips.
is, but by chips in German, we unfortunately mean crisps.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, we're weird.
You use the Americanism.
I apologize, they introduced that stuff to us.
Ah.
Then again, what you call chips, we apparently call pommes frites.
I see.
It's French.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what I was doing out here. Somebody remind me, please.
What's your goals?
I don't know.
You just ran outside without knowing why you were going.
Yes, and I'm now going to suffer for my mistake and suffocate. I think I only went outside so I didn't have to listen to the radio.
I think you should have a look at your
quest log.
Quest log, indeed.
It was my idea, my idea alone.
Cell says you were trying to get some oxy stations.
Point.
Potato says, what's lemonade in German? Cell says lemonade in German.
Limonade.
Is it lemon or limon? Limonade.
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 Or soda sprudel.
Oh, that sounds much more German. Soda sprudel.
No, it's not really German. The sprudel bit is very German, but the soda is not very commonly used.
Ah.
You know, it's like soda.
Yeah. Cell says lemon art. Yeah.
The absence of movement of the nearby debris contradicts the basic laws of physics. Either someone forgot about the use of logic, or it is an anomaly formed in the radius of the destroyed core of the liner.
Oh, yeah! Oh, I remember what I wanted to do. I needed some radioactive protection gear. This game is worse than Space Engineers with its limited oxygen to buy. I have more oxygen and oxygen not included. Literally. Jesus. I'm about to die.
Yeah, you should stop dilly-dallying, me.
Oh, I was trying to remember what I was doing and it worked.
And Cell says beep beep. Bernie says in memoriam.
Who died? Oh, those guys died. Yeah, I'm fine with that. East Germany.
Bernie says today is a very sad day. We commemorate, even celebrate a death. The death of an entire nation. A nation beset on all sides by enemies and backstabbing allies. 28 years ago today, that nation breathed its last.
Hold on,
Going
that's
quietly
today
into the night.
already?
Then he says, was that too melodramatic? And Cell said yes.
A tiny bit, yeah.
Lieutenant Lucan said, so I found out this game was actually made by Russian developers, so all my remarks regarding bloody Westerners, inserting jokes about Novichok poison and heavily accented Soviet songs are now invalid. So it's bloody liberals now. By the way, the game's still good. Potato says, Canadians call soda pop, but I don't really like calling it pop, so when I ask for soda I get weird looks, kinda like how I also say aluminium because it sounds cooler.
Where was it planning on using that I?
Can't remember.
Okay.
Cell says aluminiatia.
Aluminium.
Bernie says, at me, yes, today is Tag der Deutschen Einheit.
Ooh, well done, Sal.
Yeah, I'm good now. I remember how to pronounce some words.
You kind of forget about this being a thing when you're living in a country that has separated itself from the majority of the world.
Hey, I didn't vote for that.
No. Well, you also didn't vote for the Declaration of Independence and the states, or all the other states that left you. Oh, I shouldn't just walk out here and...
Without knowing why.
I want to build a radiation suit. I'm almost there.
Cell says, pretty sure you just picked up the eye for no reason. Tammy says, hello, Tammy.
Hello, Tam.
Potato says, maybe the eye is for a scanner.
It sounds like a reasonable place
Yeah.
to use an eye.
Cell says, well, eyes are always for scanning.
Equipment. I need more glass and lead paint. Aha! I was on the search for lead paint. Now I remember.
And Lieutenant
paint supply. Aha!
Lieutenant Lucan says, at Bernie, and then everything else kind of broke down too. And Tammy says, what about the Declaration of Independence? Oh yeah, because she walked into the conversation in the middle of that. We were talking about East Germany being subsumed into West Germany. And then...
We united. We didn't just eat up East Germany. Sorry, you made it sound like we just...
What's happening to your oxygen meter? It's going down. 49, 48, 47,
Yeah, I'm in
46,
space.
45.
I forgot what I was doing here again.
Are you sure you should just be stood there fiddling with your menu?
It's alright. I need a new oxygen station.
Benny says, now please excuse me. Mom ignored several red lights again and I have to drive her to temporarily give up her driving permit. Oh dear.
Hold on, who's
His mother.
Whose mother?
Bernie's.
How did he... Why did she get herself caught? That's the worst thing you can do if you're doing this. Oxygen candle. Hold on, I can make these.
Cell says, get some peddling. And Tammy says, don't you mean the reunification of Germany?
Yeah, something along those lines.
I guess it depends. The way Bernie, because Bernie is from the former East Germany, and Bernie was saying that it's a day of mourning today. Cell says it's the recollection of Germany. And I can understand actually why it's maybe not such a why it doesn't seem like a reunification to all people, because the nation of Germany didn't exist for all that long before it became East and West, did it, mate? When was the nation of Germany first established? Because you had like Saxony and all of the individual landing first, didn't you?
We had alliances of kingdoms for a whole long while, so the nebulous concept of Germany existed, but you're right, we didn't actually properly form a country until Insert year number here.
But maybe 50 to 100 years before the Second World War?
Sounds reasonable enough.
Somewhere in that sort of time window. So Germany, as a nation, wasn't that old before it was split.
I need ice. Oh, how handy, it's just floating around here now.
And I suppose the split would have been along lines of the original kingdoms, would it?
Yes. I mean, Bavaria is still trying to leave the Union and become its own kingdom again. At least last I heard.
Yeah.
They're crazy like this.
Tammy says, so Germany's about as old as the United States?
Well, like I said, Nebula's concept of
Yeah.
Germany existed for a while longer than the United States.
Yeah.
But, you know, we had some neighborhood feuds. I mean, towns like Frankfurt and Saxony were founded on hating each other and just having a river between you.
It's kind of a bit like ancient Greece, I suppose. You
It's
had all
kinda
of
like-
the Greek city-states.
No, I've got a far better
on
idea.
then.
It's kind of like how the Scottish hate the English still.
Okay, but Scotland has been a country for
Yes, but...
well over 1,000 years.
Yeah, but you can... Well, Bavaria has been too. And Bavaria is that
Where it's not
ideal
country
version
now.
of German and... Well, they're trying to be after you decided to just leave the Union.
Lieutenant Lucan says the capitalization of Germany. Cell says the Germination of Germany. And Lieutenant Lucan says it was around 1860s, I guess. Then there was the Franco-Prussian War in the 1870s, where Germans whooped French ass. Lieutenant Lucan says, after Googling, it was 1871 when Germany was founded.
Somebody entered the year number, finally.
And Potato says, remember, Mia, this game length is 4 hours. So if you can't finish it today, you'll have to go overtime or double game next week.
I can dilly-dally in front of my door for at least an hour, so...
He can walk in and out of the spaceship saying, what did I come out here for? I can't remember.
Wasn't there
he's an
supposedly a
old
base
man.
building element somewhere in here?
And Tammy says, I like this history lesson. And Mia Noble has joined the stream. Hello, Mia.
We have a mouse.
There's been a joke about fat people here, but it didn't fit into the screen's text field.
What?
I am going to suffocate because I'm busy not. Okay, let's cram out this thing. So we have another Mia now.
Mia, it's pronounced slightly differently.
Can
Mia
you
says,
spell
hello,
it?
I have followed you for a while, but this is my first live stream of yours. I've watched your Mountain Men Banished vids, and I would like to ask your advice if that's okay. Wow, gosh, it was a while ago when I did Mountain Men Banished. Yeah, hello, welcome to the stream. Everybody's saying hello to Mia.
Hello.
It's M-I-A.
Oh, that's
Mia.
not a Mia.
No, it's a different pronunciation of Mia.
Well, it's a different spelling of Mia too.
Yes, but yes,
A
happy
large
to give
accumulation of
advice
toxic
on.
colorant has been discovered. If
Mountain
you find a
Men?
container with this substance, you may receive irreversible brain damage and also improve the anti-radiation protection of the spacesuit.
Nice.
You
Go
may
on.
receive irreversible brain damage.
Well, who hasn't already?
Ah,
Why am I so slow all of a sudden? Why can't I move?
have you lost your acceleration ability?
I don't know. I'm holding down the button.
Oh, there you go. So is this where the paint is?
Supposedly is. But if this keeps going like this, I'm not going to make it back to my oxygen candle thing.
No. Have you got any stuff, any oxygen on you?
I do not.
This is not looking terribly good.
Why is there a burger all of a sudden?
You're dying, Mia. You're dying.
Yeah, I'm only 200 meters away from the oxygen thing. I don't know why I'm suddenly so slow!
Health dropping.
I'm trying! Oh, for crying
Health
out
is
loud!
down to H.
Well, I guess I'm going to find out what happens if I die. Come on! Mind my health!
Comrade, mind your health. Wow.
Hi, everybody!
Think you probably want to go back and have a little sleep to bring your health back up before you go on an adventure again.
Why is there a burger up there?
You're right, there is a burger up there. So Mia says, just on how to get started and, well, to keep them alive pretty much, they keep dying. Right, now. Let me remember. So... I seem to remember that the most dangerous bit about Banished was the first winter. And trying to make sure that you had enough food and housing to get them through the first winter was the key thing.
Oh no. Well, carry on. I'm just worried about not making it back in time.
Oh dear.
That would be mildly embarrassing now, would it?
With no real room for crops or farms, how do I keep them fed? I think I used gatherers an awful lot. There was, by putting gatherers and gatherers that didn't overlap too much. But wow, gosh, I am having to remember an awful long time ago. Because when I first started that game was about 4 years ago.
She's still working on it.
I'm still working on finishing it, yeah. Oh, let's just see what else chat's been saying. Cell said, that's the spirit. Potato said, welp, rip Mia. Cell said, sweet. Cell said, God damn it, Mia, you lived. Tammy says, just in the nick of time. And Cell says, next time, give him a kick in the dime.
I generally feel slower now.
What was it that was giving you the acceleration before?
The churro.
Do you need more churro?
I doubt it.
What's churro?
I don't know, this weird falafel.
Potato says, Mia, please prep for the long travels with oxygen, food, water, skill. Lieutenant Lucan says, God damn it, an online entertainer playing video games, not dying? How am I going to laugh at someone else's misery to generate dopamine in my head like a bloody drug addict? And Cell says, well, you've got to have enough blood.
I'm wheezing more often lately rather than laughing, and it's concerning me. I might be suffering from a condition.
I'm still trying to remember what the important things were about getting started in Banished.
Oh hey! There is another churro. Or whatever that is.
Was that in his hand?
Almost. He seems a bit bloated.
Are you moving any faster than you were before?
I slowed down again.
That's strange. Do you need to make another one of those? Because I can't remember the name of the person who was handing out advice last time.
Fine, I'll go make another one of these.
He was saying that you need 3 of them in a row to eventually reach something important, but I can't remember which of the important things it was. I think it might have been the rescue site. Cell says, I think that guy was the reason for the fat joke.
Oh! Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mia. I shall have I'll look back tonight at my my old videos and just remind myself what it was. We'll be streaming again this time tomorrow, and if you're around, I'll tell you what I remember about how to make sure that when you get started and banished.
Did you just insert a cliffhanger into this stream?
What? No.
You definitely
I did a
Tune in next time where you'll find out what to do in the forest.
No, in banished.
Well, yeah, that is more puffs of gas. What?
Potato says, well, your accelerator does have a charge. It's near your crosshair.
Yeah, I can see that charge. But
Oh, is that what it is?
yeah, that's what it is. But it felt like I used to naturally go quicker than 12 meters per second. Maybe I'm just...
Has there been an update to the game? I can't remember.
Probably.
And Cell says, hey, what's that meter next to the crosshair?
It's the accelerator meter. I know what it is. I know what it does.
Tammy says it's not a cliffhanger, it's a public service announcement. Thank you, Tammy.
Right. Equipment. Items.
Pusian,
I need a metal.
says Cell. Potato says, or Sal, you can just start recording again. Do you know, I've been thinking about finishing Banished quite a few times recently. The only thing I'm nervous about is because that run requires no crashes. Because if I get... the whole aim of that series is to get all of the achievements on one map. And if I get an achievement and then it crashes immediately... I will, like, before I can save, then I'll lose it. So I'm thinking, well, it's only like maybe a month or two before I upgrade the computer. So maybe I should just wait a little while. Maybe I'll do a big banish thing around Christmas to finish it off. Mia says, I've been thinking about doing gathering, hunting, fishing or forest areas right near the homes, just like squash them in somehow. Ooh,
Why do I suddenly have so many of
yes.
these?
What are they?
Ah! What are they? What are they doing here?
Where did all those come from?
I probably dropped them.
Oh.
Oh yeah, right click to drop them, not left click to transfer them.
You've been throwing plastic balls all over the place, mate.
Well, it happens.
So, yeah, there was something about squashing them in. Let's see, I think with hunting and gathering, certainly with gathering, there was something important about not chopping down the trees in the vicinity that you were gathering and trying to build as little as possible. So putting your houses around the outskirts. So if you've got a circle with your gatherer in the middle, then putting the houses around the outskirts of that circle and putting the things like the fishing on the outskirts I seem to remember that was important.
Be careful.
But
Games
yes, you'll be
provoke
here
cruelty
tomorrow.
Because
Cool.
according to statistics,
I'll
most
watch
criminals
it
played
and
them at least once.
remind
All
myself.
criminals drink water, blinked, and used toilet paper, which makes it possible to draw an unequivocal conclusion about your criminal inclinations.
Cell says, me, it's plastic balls. Lieutenant Lucas says, so I haven't been on this channel as long as some other guys, but I have a question. Does every game that Mia plays have a woman with sexual features?
What?
Lobotomy Corporation had a naked lady. Might and Magic was the head lady with a seductive voice. Ghost of a Tale, horny old mouse with maniac tendencies.
You can't label the old mouse that died in the fight. That's not. What's the
Then Breathedge, there's Babe with her phone avatar.
What did
Cell says, don't forget the head lady. Never can forget it. And Lieutenant Lucan says, yep, mentioned her. And Cell says, yeah, I know. Cell will never forget the head lady. And then he points out, I could have worded that better. Yes, like when we say head lady, we mean the lady inside. What was the name of the character, Mir?
Oh no! I did
You
it
can't
again.
remember. You've just done it again, haven't you? Lieutenant Lucan says, never forget 1939 to 1976.
What did I play before that? What was my first Merednesday game? Was it Chatwin? No, it wasn't Chatwin.
Mia says, I've managed a few of them, but I really want to get Mountain Men done. Should I start with stone houses right off the bat? Ooh, what did I do? I was going to say, I think I did go for stone houses at first. I honestly can't remember. Potato says, a good practice game is Kingdoms and Castles. It's a more simple game of Banished. And it's $10.99 Canadian dollars.
That is true.
Oh, Sereth was the main character, says Lieutenant Lucan. Yeah, so Head Lady was the voice inside Sereth's head.
I did play the Sonnet. That probably doesn't count.
Apart from what, the throbbing organ.
Oh yeah, thank you. For
Okay,
reminding me.
we have managed to find at least a euphemism in every game that Mia's played. But that's only really because Mia gets so upset when we find a euphemism, and it kind of encourages us. Yeah, I think it's chat's fault. And Mia says, if you do another Banished LP, I will watch it. Well, I want to finish the one that I've got on at the moment, because the one that I've been doing for the last 4 years, I will finish it. Oh, Potato says, Mia, loot their video games, they're dead. And he just dead in capitals, as in they're dead.
No need to make it so dramatic.
And
Fine,
Cell
I'll go
says,
have a look.
Mia, make some more crap. Is that crap as in
Videos?
the crap that the developers imposed on you? Like there was literally some crap that you had to make? Tammy says, I'm sorry, I'll try to keep it clean.
Oh.
I don't think the rest of chat will, though. Potato says, don't forget Prey with that sexy... Oh no, that's a mimic. And Lieutenant Lucan says, and here's another very interesting observation. Is every game Sal plays a management game? X-Files theme starts playing. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I don't think that was the X-Files.
Oh no,
theme, but
which one was
good
that?
attempt.
That might have been Twilight Zone. Is every game Sal plays a management game? Well, no, because it was Space Engineers. So I do like my sandbox games as well.
Well, that was an inventory management game.
It wasn't. It was just I didn't edit my inventory management out.
That doesn't stop you from playing it primarily for the inventory management.
Cell says, truly an astounding discovery. So, yes, sandbox games and management games, they are probably my favourites. I do like strategy games, but I don't often play them on stream. So things like Civilization and...
Oh no! Not again!
You've just done it again! Your concentration's a little off today, isn't it, Mir?
Oh no!
It's not like you to litter the floor. You're so tidy.
It's probably the game. It just uses all the wrong buttons. Don't need the eye. Don't need this. Don't need this garbage. It just keeps reorganizing my bloody inventory every time I look away. It's because they make me open it with the right mouse button.
One of my favourite games from long ago was an RPG, which was what's the name of that game I really liked from the 2000s, Mia? Dungeon Siege. Oh, I really like Dungeon Siege, especially Dungeon Siege 2.
We looked at Dungeon Siege 3 as a co-op experience, but unfortunately
really
they ruined the game.
They did. Dungeon Siege 2 was amazing. It was a groundbreaking game of its time.
I need to have a drink.
That was an RPG, but I also used to like playing games like the Total War. Oh, I love the Total War series.
Oh.
Cell says space management gets a whole new meaning. And Potato says double check the floor to make sure you didn't leave anything else on the floor. And Lieutenant Lucan says still waiting for a 36-hour Civ 5 game with stream viewers on marathon.
Don't encourage her, she'd probably do that.
No, I probably would.
I've been trying to encourage her to do some Age of Empires against viewers.
Well, yeah, Mia was trying to convince me to do some Age of Empires, but I've got a problem with Age of Empires because...
She's so good, she'd crush all your hopes and dreams.
I used to be so good. That's
she'd
the
crush
problem.
All your hopes and dreams.
Is
my thirst!
Go get yourself something to drink. Potato's right, Mia. You should be checking your stats before you leave.
I'm out here to get some ice to quench my thirst. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I used to be so good at Age of Empires that I've watched some of the esports equivalent, some of the league games, and I know when I was at my peak on Age of Empires, I was really, really good. I was at competitive standard. But now, it's been so long since I played, and I'm so out of practice that I'd get stomped. Last time I played it, I had to play it on normal settings. When I used to play it on whatever the hardest of the hard settings were. I remember the last time that I remember thinking to myself, yeah, I played that pretty well. It was when I was playing against the computer, and I'd set it up so that I think there was 8 players maximum, and I played me versus an alliance of 7 with the computer playing on the hardest settings against me. But it was on one particular map where I could do that, because otherwise you just couldn't. But there was one particular map where I could get that with Age of Empires. And I know there's no chance I could do that now. I used to be able to do any map on the hardest settings as long as they weren't all allied against me.
She totally isn't bragging back now, by the way. She's stating this as a matter of fact.
Yeah. I'm not trying
to feel inadequate
I'm
now.
saying now, I feel inadequate now against what I used to be able to do.
You're supposed to feel inadequate. The viewers are.
Well, I feel inadequate because I can't achieve the levels I used to be able to achieve. So I would feel like I'd have to practice before. I would be constantly letting myself down because I know that I used to be able to do so much better. What else do we say? Potato says, maybe you need to scan the console and controller, Mia. And Potato says it'd be awesome if it had a game in a game. Cell says game within a game within a game. And a game and a game. Lieutenant Lucas says, has anyone played Advanced Wars? I haven't. Cell hasn't. I'm trying to think if there's any other games other than Management, Sandbox, a couple of RPGs that I haven't played on screen. Then there's, say, strategy games that I don't usually play on screen. Yeah, because the stuff that I either record or stream it's always stuff that's sort of viewer friendly, because not all games are.
Sal would know.
Yeah, some games are either the viewing experience, like what you see on the screen isn't really worth watching, or there's an awful lot of thinking and detail goes into it. Tammy says, died while playing Mortal Kombat. What a way to go.
Wait, who died? Literally? Poor fella.
No, I think Tammy's saying Dammy.
Tammy?
Tammy died while
Tammy.
playing Mortal Kombat. Oh no, the guy in the game.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. The space guy. Mia says, anyone looking forward to playing Ancient Cities when it drops in December? Ooh, I haven't. Or have I heard about Ancient Cities?
I shan't run out of oxygen now.
Very good. I'm trying to remember if that is one of the ones I was looking for. Certainly sounds like my kind of game, though. Cell says ancient what? Tammy says the guy with the controller. Mia says anyone here played Ostriv? And that does sound familiar. Yeah, Cell says sounds familiar. I haven't. But someone has talked about that. Potato says looking forward to streaming the Spyro remaster when it comes out on PS4 as well as Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, tell you what I'm looking forward to is...
Oh, you've sent her off on a rant now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Tropico 6. Tropico 6 will be playing it in January when it comes out. Been watching some videos of people playing Tropico 6 and thinking, I want to be El Presidente. I want to play. I want to get that sort of, I want to play. When I get that feeling, I just have to. There's no stopping. I was like that with 2 Point Hospital. It's like, gotta play.
Didn't I have a second oxygen thing over there? Somewhere.
I thought you only had one, unless you've built one this stream while I've not really been paying attention properly.
I had two. I have one over there, which is still visible. I had one over there where I was trying to pick up glass.
Was it empty? Did you empty it?
I don't remember if I emptied it. I might have emptied it.
Cell says, if we're talking about strategy and management games, I haven't played much of those recently, unless you count Factorio as one of those. Yeah, good old Factorio. I like Factorio. Factorio is one of those games that doesn't really stream or record very well. I think we did a bit with Boris.
We did. The end product and the start are really nice, but the thing in between tends to be a bit boring to watch.
Yeah. It's much more exciting to play than it is to watch, I think, Factorio. Cell says the only proper strategy game I've played in 2008 is just OpenRA. I don't know that one. Tammy says, I want to play Nancy Drew Midnight in Salem, but it comes out next spring. I'll tell you what I do like is point and click adventure games, which is kind of why I make Mia play them sometimes. I was really, really looking forward to Siberia 3, but when Siberia 3 came out, it was a port from consoles, and it was a really bad port by reports, so I'm still waiting for updates to and reports to say that it plays good, and then I might do a Siberia series. Mia says you start with cavemen and then your peeps start to build up their lives and towns. It's meant to follow families over the years. That is totally my sort of game. Ooh, I shall have to keep an eye out for that. I've been watching some reviews of games that will be coming out soon, which sounds similar, but there's been quite a few mentioned. I'm wondering if that's one of the ones I've seen. Lieutenant Lucan says, I want to at least look at Fallout 76. The idea of multiplayer Fallout sounds interesting. Also, still monitoring the development of Gmod sequel with hope. Oh, Mia was asking...
working on a Gmod sequel?
Mia was talking to me about doing multiplayer 76, weren't you?
I was, for crying out loud, I'm out of handy scrappers. Yes, I was.
I was saying...
I'm generally a bit weary about it, because, you know, online-only game relies on a central server. That's basically a death sentence for any sort of game. You might as well write it off right now.
Sal says, OpenRA is Open Red Alert.
I thought I knew what that meant.
Potato says, Sam and Max streams? Not sure what that is.
Point-and-click adventure game?
Is it?
I thought they might be.
Don't know. Lieutenant Lucan says, at Cell, you mean Fallout 76?
Yes.
Maybe?
He means that.
Does he? Okay. Cell
Probably.
says, no.
Well, fine, he doesn't.
He says, I do not think Fallout is Red Alert. 76. Potato says, oh, Sal, Dreamfall Chapters is a point and click. I've got I think it's a point and click, I'm not sure. There's Journey Down, what's it called? I bought all 3 chapters of it, which I think is a point and click type thing, which we'll play one day on stream. It sounded pretty interesting, but I can't remember the name of the game. But I think Journey Down was the first chapter. Potato says Fallout 69. Cell says Fallout way too far. Yeah. I do like... I like 2 types of management games. Well, a few types of management games, actually. I like the sim games, like farming sim games and sim games and...
Does that include the
business
tycoon
simulators,
games? Yeah.
tycoon games? I like tycoon games too. I also like management games which are more sort of city builder types. I love city skylines, and that's what the sort of genre that Tropico falls into. I suppose it's not strictly a sim, but or not strictly a management game, but it kind of is. Lieutenant Lucan says, yeah, they're working on a Gmod sequel called S-Box on the Unreal Engine 4. Well, kinda. It looks like Gmod, it has silly models and stuff, but Gary never said it's Gary's Mod 2. And considering that development is still in early stages, it's unknown what kind of game it'll be in the end.
Where the hell do I get paint from?
So when I used to play on consoles with controllers, I used to like racing games. Some racing games, not all racing games. So I found that because I've got... Well, at least this is why I put it down to, or what I blame, is because I am slightly colourblind. Playing on a TV screen more so than a monitor used to be a little bit difficult because I couldn't always tell where the track was going off into the distance. But there were a few racing games I used to like, but probably my favourite is Mario Karts. But also used to like playing Gran Turismo and Wipeout. Lieutenant Lucan says, at Potato, considering the conditions of Vault 69, it would be a dating sim. Cell says, yes, a, air quotes, dating game. And Lieutenant Lucan says, okay, it would be a hentai simulator. Potato says, well, Mia, time to find paint. Cell says, Mia can't wait to get lead poisoning just to avoid radiation poisoning. And Potato says, get water, Mia. Freeze danger. Oh, are you peeing in space?
I'm not peeing in space. I'm just in a very cold area.
A very cold area of space.
Well, there's coolant over there. Everywhere. You can see that. They use that to cool space engines.
I see.
You don't. You're making weird assumptions.
So, chat will know. Was Mia peeing?
No, I wasn't.
Are you still trying to hold it in then, Mia?
Leave.
Cell says, speed in space, did Mia avoid? Potato says it's pretty nippy in space.
Hold on.
Well, especially if you've got to pull your zipper down to pee.
Oxygen.
Cell says you can't nip in space.
Ah! I disabled one of my oxygen stations. Paint supply.
Lieutenant Lucan says, every normal person was playing Need for Speed and Mario Karts. I was playing Lego Racers. Wasn't that your game, Mia? Didn't you like Lego Racers?
Stop, no, you can't talk about this. This is like a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah, I thought Mia said that he liked Lego Racers.
Don't...
Cell says, Lego Speed Karting. Potato says, Mia, pee in the toilet, not in the vacuum of space. Yeah, there's something wrong with the toilet though, isn't there? Isn't the toilet on reverse at the moment? If you
it sure
pee,
is.
it spits everything back into...
Can we ignore the state of my toilet, please?
Cell says he's just cutting the middle machine from it. And Tempest Moons, hello Tempest Moons, welcome to the stream, says, Mia, you should go into voice acting, you will get a lot of work.
I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, Mia's not acting, he's just being himself. He talks in several voices all the time. I can vouch for this, I've seen him like this in the office.
Right, fables tell of paint down there.
Potato says Sal and Mia should go into voice work. I only really do my voice or a squeaky voice though. I've got two voices, that's it.
Well, and the elderly.
Yeah, but my elderly voice and my squeaky voice are pretty much the same voice.
Well, most of my voices are the same one too. I just alter the accent.
Yeah, that's the bit I can't do.
I can't do accents either. I can't do 1.5. And that's a problem for me.
Cell says, ah yes, the fabled leaded paint. And Lieutenant Lucan says, but did Mia play the original Lego Island? The glorious drug-induced sandbox abomination.
Oh, you mean the one where you
It,
Alright,
he
let me
did,
summarize.
didn't he?
Oh yeah, right. I shouldn't be. No, don't dismantle it.
Oh, did you just dismantle it, Mia?
I might have clicked on it accidentally.
Oops.
I confuse these buttons too often. So you have the large red brick and the guy who steals it and pizza. I've summarized the plot.
Ah, Tempest Moon is Mia on YouTube. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer Tempest Moon or do you prefer Mia?
Refined metal? Oxygen candle? No, that's not what I'm looking for. Where is the paint? Is this the paint?
Potato says, well, Mia, just look at Troy Baker. He just does his normal voice and is one of the few most popular voice actors.
Yeah, but...
Oh, I thought I was thinking Troy Baker was the guy from The Simpsons.
It looks like a tank with paint.
Oh! Ha 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 ha!
Oh, and you brought a drill. Oh, well done.
What do you mean? I got 2 splurches of paint out of this and it's empty? Oh, I should refill oxygen.
Yeah,
before
go
I
to
die.
your oxygen. Cell says, truly a liquid of the myths.
Like I was saying, Troy Baker is already established as a voice actor, and now he's taking up all the space in that industry, so you can't become one anymore.
Refined metal wasn't an option, says Cell. And he says, well, that sure sounds like it has paint in it. I had paint in it. I love the music that plays when you're just floating in space like this. It's so relaxing.
It sure is. It's just a bother that
Lovely.
every 75 seconds it needs to go back to this warning you're about to die loop. It becomes reliably annoying.
I imagine that at some point you will be upgrading your spacesuit with more oxygen.
I'm not sure if that'll happen in this version of the game.
No, it might be the next chapter.
There only is one chapter at the moment.
Yeah. Weren't you thinking about waiting until the whole game had been finished?
I
I was like,
until
no, play it now. I want to see you play it now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say.
No, you can't wait, Mia. It'll be like an old forgotten game by the time it's finished. Cell says Mia has already upgraded his oxygen tank. Did you forget? I knew he'd upgraded it a little bit, but it feels like there should be a much bigger upgrade.
Yeah,
to come.
something space engineers.
Yeah.
Great.
Lieutenant Lucan says, do you remember Brickster, Mia? The most terrible criminal on Lego Island.
Well, the problem with that is I played the German version, so that wasn't his name.
Oh.
I think his German name was the Stonebreaker.
What's that in German?
Steinbrecher.
Stein.
Which is a play on
Steinbrecher.
words because the Einbrecher is a burglar, and Steinbrecher is the stonebreaker. You know, Stein,
Yeah,
Lego bricks. Oh, that tank is empty. Why did nobody tell me?
Potato says, well, if you just look, I'm sure you can find voice work easy. Plus extra cash for just reading a script if you can get cast.
Well, feel
Stop
free
trying
to
go
point
weird
me at.
secret. No, Mia's got a job.
Oh, well, fine. I'm not allowed to. I'm now suffering from an employment freeze.
Cell says, look, an upgrade is an upgrade. Potato says, Lego Rock Raiders was my game when I was a child.
Oh, I love that one too!
And Cell says, or an upgrade. I have never played any of the Lego games. I played with Lego bricks such an awful lot, but I never, ever played any of the Lego games.
Yes,
I
Lego
don't know
Rock Raiders
why.
was a strategy-based building game.
Yeah, it wasn't Rock Raiders a strategy game.
Sorry, I should
A
have probably...
real-time one, said Cell. Oh, Tammy's got to go. See you all later. Bye, Tammy. See you tomorrow.
Farewell.
So, what exactly is your goal, Mia?
Oh, I'm
I forget.
gathering paint and lead
Yeah.
so I can make lead
A
paint.
radiation suit.
And then I can make a radiation suit, and then maybe I can move a little bit quicker? I don't know.
And then you're trying to get to...
The evacuation point!
Aha. Right, yeah. Where something will happen.
I suppose so. At least I hope so. I don't know why, but something up there in the upper left corner seems to be wrong with this waypoint.
Oh, it's got kind of blurry...
I feel it's because it's several waypoints all...
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. An evacuation point, says Cell.
Lead paint. Finally, we've done it, everybody. Extremely toxic paint, used only for covering ship hulls. Consult your common sight before using it. Common sense, not sight.
Potato says, I would kill to be able to play Rock Raiders again, but alas, they don't make computers with the ability to play old games.
I hope I didn't need paint for anything else.
And Cell says, it did seem pretty interesting back when I had to look at it. I want to have a look up ancient cities. I'm going to look up ancient cities when we finish the stream.
Roll of fabric and more aluminium. I thought I had a roll of fabric. Oh well.
Oh, you can make rolls of fabric,
Yeah, I
can't you?
guess
With the
I'll make
balls
some
of
new
fabric.
ones.
It'll
Why
save you
did
some
I
space
store all
as
my
well.
aluminium?
Probably somewhere on the floor.
No, that doesn't sound like me. I mean, sure, I dropped these things, but I didn't need them. Right. Roll of fabric, here
Lieutenant Lucan says, so, considering we're already tackling old games, Army Men series, anyone? Not one I
me.
remember. Potato says you can get fabric from the airlock.
Yeah, I know
Thought
where
you
I can get
already
fabric
had
from. I need bloody aluminium. Oh no, not my scanner. Also, it feels like it's time for another drink.
Nearly time to eat something too. Your health's down again.
Well, yeah, I might have died a little bit.
Died a little bit.
It happens.
Zell says, Army Men sounds a bit familiar. Was that an RTS as well? What was the other? Age of Mythology. I used to like playing Age of Mythology. That was an RTS.
Aluminium. I need a new drill before I go out.
And Lieutenant Lucan says, yes, that one with toy soldiers and base building. And Potato says, drink. Yeah, but you just have, so that's okay.
I need more rubber before I... Oh no, and for that I need another pair of scissors. I guess I don't need a new drill, everybody.
Are you sure, man?
No, I'm not.
Oh dear. Oh, Bernie's back. Hello. Did you manage to drop your mother off to drop off her driving permit? Cell says, great shot. So Mia's been peeing in outer space while everyone's been talking about his guilty pleasures.
I have not been doing that.
Ah, Bernie says, yes, everything went fine. Good, good.
Slanderous lies. Not about what Belosa said.
Cell says, yeah, did she get a fine? Why don't you have a little nap while you're in here, Mia, to just bring your health back up?
I could do that, but I'm on a mission.
Okay.
Is this aluminium? It sure looks like it. And I'm out of drills.
Lieutenant Lucan says Army Men is a game series about green toy soldiers fighting brown toy soldiers. Potato says Mia was being lewd the whole time you were gone. The things he said. And Bernie says Axel, yes, this is his mother did get a fine, but that was for the first time. And Cell says, oh. And Bernie says, at Mia, to answer your question, my mum was looking for a street name. She was in a hurry, aka stressed, and the sun was low and in her face.
Well, alright. She's forgiven.
Yeah, the way we work it here is like the first time you run a red light, you can, as long as you don't actually cause an accident, you can attend a training course which tells you the danger of allowing yourself to be distracted. But then the second time you get 3 points on your license. And when you get 12 points on your license, you are banned from driving.
And the third time you run red light, the Queen personally gives you a stern talking to. Which is the harshest punishment of all, really, because she'll sound like a very disappointed grandmother. And she will be. Not your grandmother, just very disappointed.
Well, the Queen's like great-grandmother age, isn't she?
Well, she's keeping herself young by feasting on the flesh of the innocent, we assume. Where would we find scissors? Is it here?
Goddamn son, says Cell. Ra is the worst god. He's always in your face when you least expect
the toilet
it.
pump when the waste tanks are damaged externally. It is highly recommended not to sit on it during such moments.
He looks alright.
Ew. Oh, he's been sucked into the toilet, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Ew.
Like I said, he looks alright.
Oh, Tammy missed
An
the
automatic shuttle
moment.
temperature control system. Due to the freezing of the sensors, it works at maximum power and is able to melt the cooling gel along with the helmet.
Oh.
Along with the helmet.
Oh.
I need to find somewhere with boxes so I can find some bloody scissors.
Is that where the scissors live, in boxes?
I've only found them in boxes so far.
Hmm.
And I need scissors to get some rubber so I can make some electrical tape, so I can make a drill, so I can use the drill to get aluminium and make a suit.
Bernie says, over here it's like this. The first time you run a red light is a fine. The second time you need to give up your permit, but you can choose when to do so. And the third time you need to give up your permit and they tell you when.
And the fourth time you get a stern talking to from the Queen.
No, that's in Germany. Oh, by Angela Merkel.
Yeah, the Chancellor.
Ah.
Oh, I can scan this, finally.
Seeking Chivalry says, hello, Seeking Chivalry. Welcome to the
Hello.
stream. Everybody's saying hello. He
You
says
won't
the game looks
find
great.
any chivalry in space, I'm afraid.
Well, no.
It's very depressing
I
up
think
here.
it
Most people are dead, and half of them somehow died in poop-related accidents.
True. Except the one who was murdered. Remember you found a murder scene last
You
time?
don't know if that was pooper-related.
It was definitely a murder-looking scene.
Well, you can still involve poop in a murder.
Bernie says, at Cell, Ra is a false god. A dead false god. That's an SG-1 reference.
Yeah, but we have Rao. So that's alright.
Ra.
What was I here for? Oh, yes. Equipment. Electrical tape.
Potato says, in Canada, if you're caught speeding, the officer will give you 2 maple leaf tickets. If you're caught a second time, he makes you use them. And that's a Canadian joke about a crappy hockey team in Canada. Apparently.
I have no idea what that. Ha! A drill, my friends!
Lieutenant Lucan says, and what's the next punishment stage? Winston Churchill rises from the grave to personally hunt you down on a Spitfire?
Well, no, that's just
after
silly.
that you just go to jail.
Yeah, that seems like the more reasonable option, really.
Well, actually, I should be careful about using the word jail, because it's not jail, it's prison. With Americans differentiate between jail and prison. We don't. Jail and prison is
What's
the same
the
thing.
difference?
It's all prison.
Is the prison the proper institution and the jail is just the thing they keep on a police station?
A jail is where you're kept on remand before you're sentenced.
Oh, yeah.
Prison is where you go after sentencing. So we do have remand prisons, and we keep some remand prisoners in prisons. But we call places where we call them all prisons, and colloquially call them jails as well. Bernie says that was a crime of passion, that one astronaut. Oh, the one where the murder scene. Cell says row or rah. Lieutenant Lucan says zip, and Cell says open rah. Open Supreme System Lord. And Lieutenant Lucan says, do you buy WinRAR or not? Didn't you have a grabber, Mia? That was the thing that you were using to scratch your back with.
I left it in the station because I didn't think I'd need it, but I'm about to run out of oxygen.
Good job you got full health. Oh, the music changes when you're running out of oxygen.
Yes, you haven't noticed that until now?
I just noticed that it was nice music sometimes and other times it wasn't.
Oh, where's the bloody
Oh,
dog?
it's so dramatic.
I know.
When you're dying.
It's annoying every time.
Cell says do-ra. That is in do-do-ra-ra-ra, do-do-ra-ra. And Tempest Moon says, I'm going to start a new Neverwinter Nights game, the old PC version. I haven't played that in years, and I might play Morrowind as well again. I haven't played that in years. I love my older PC RPGs. Oh, I'll tell you, if I could play, if there's one game I would want to play, or want to have updated to be able to play it on modern PCs, it's Cruise for a Corpse. I loved it. I bought it in... You know when you go to a petrol station and they've got sort of cheap baskets of things, like old stock of stuff?
Yes.
Like they used to have old DVDs. I don't even know if they still do that because I haven't had a car for a few years. But you used to have... Like you go into one petrol station and they would just have a basket full of like old DVDs.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, well... Once upon a time, I went into a petrol station, and instead of a basket full of DVDs, they had a basket full of old games. And this was when games were still on floppy disks. Or at least, computers still had floppy disks. So old games that came on floppy disks could still be inserted into modern PCs at the time. Yeah. I played Cruise for a Corpse all the way until I hit a bug.
No.
Did you throw it on the floor again, mate?
No.
Potato says, do you have any candles? Cell says, eat the candle. Subsume the candle. Assimilate the candle.
I'm not going to eat the candle.
Bernie says, at Mir, by the way, did Star Control Origins pass the streamability test?
Oh yeah, right. I was supposed. Oh yeah.
That sounds like
Assessment pending.
That sounded like there was something I was supposed to do, but I forgot. Let me quickly think how I'm going to phrase this. Assessment pending. Yes, that's how we'll phrase it. Potato says...
Sounds like you're trying to mock me, but it doesn't work.
No.
Where on earth do I find more aluminium? Help!
Potato says, so Sal, did you ever, copy floppies? Bernie says, lol. Sal says, copy diskettes instead. What, as in pirating games? Or is there a euphemism here that I don't know? What?
She would, of course, never publicly admit to piracy.
And in actual fact, I didn't.
Well, there you go.
Because I'm trying to remember why. Because there was a technical difficulty to it. And plus, there wasn't that many people I knew who liked computer games. And of those that did, they didn't really like the sort of games that I played. So I'm the only person I know who ever played Cruise for a Corpse. Well, most games came on DVD and I'm just trying to think. Like, we never copied any PlayStation games or anything like that. I don't remember ever playing pirate games either.
Finally.
So yeah, can't remember whether it was just because I can't remember whether it was technical difficulties or because nobody wanted a copy of what I had and I didn't want a copy of what anyone else has. And Tempest Moon says, my son would love to see a high-definition remastered version of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. He loves that game. Vampire the Masquerade?
That was one of the potential stream games on the list.
Was it?
Yes.
I was going to say, it sounds familiar. Why do I know that? Was that
we looked at it again after I was trying to weasel out of Breathedge.
What type of game was it? Was that point and click?
No.
Oh. What was it?
I'll explain later.
Okay.
Or I'll wait until chat explains it for me in far better capacity than I possibly ever could.
Sal says, for a second I thought Mira or Sal were playing the sound of a toy drill before I realised it was the game sound.
Finally!
Hey!
Yes! It only took a decade.
And it takes up slots in your inventory, of course.
I can see that. Lead paint, I have that. I need to find glass next. It just colours my spacesuit red.
No, it's enhanced. It's got lead paint. It'll keep the radiation
The enhanced
at bay.
spacesuit is the same as the regular spacesuit, except painted with lead paint for greater moral support against radiation. Do not use while pregnant. Yeah, that sounds about correct.
Lieutenant Lucan was saying that this is made by Russian developers, but the humour seems so British. I'd presumed it was a British game.
Well, I don't have the exclusive rights to this type of humour.
No, I know, but it's a humour that is very common in Britain. It's that self-depreciation.
I feel like it's a fairly global kind of humour.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, to be fair, a good majority of the internet, not the whole majority, but a good portion of it, is speaking English, so I assume the English humour is spreading through that.
Aha, we're infecting you all.
That's not how it works.
Red is for radiation, says Sal. Potato says, oh, Sal, as a female streamer, what are your feelings and options on the female streamers who are basically just naked and paint their bodies for views and money?
I think he meant opinions, not, what option would you take? Would you consider painting yourself for money?
Are you peeing yourself again, mate?
No, why do you keep thinking that?
Because-
I'm near the coolant!
Because when you were playing to get, like, before we started streaming last time, just to get an idea of the controls, the only time it came up and said you were freezing was when you accidentally peed yourself.
You heard me.
I think it was when you were looking for your flashlight. And you kept pressing the...
I
pee
don't
button or
press the...
something. Cell says, paint your body in lead paint. Potato says, oh Mia, does your screen on your spacesuit work now? And yes, it was opinions he meant.
Oh, I have a spacesuit screen. No, it does not. Like it said, it's the same spacesuit, just painted red.
And Tempest Moon says, it's based off the tabletop D10 White Wolf system game. On the PC, it plays as a gothic horror RPG. It's a really great game.
Haha,
does sound
that's
quite
exactly
interesting.
what I meant.
Was it? Was that why you were saying? I'll explain later, because you were thinking, I don't even know how to describe this.
No, that's portraying me in the wrong light.
So, what are my feelings and opinions on female
The presence of
streamers?
such an amount of cooling gel is strange. Such a composition was outdated more than 10 years ago and is not produced on any planet.
The plot thickens. Go back to your opinions about painted women.
Well, I'm generally liberal in my opinions about what people should and shouldn't be doing. I think it's up to the individual.
Sal doesn't do
you're
this.
freezing.
I am
You're freezing.
aware. I need my thick electrical tape, though.
I see. You need it this much. Are you going
this
to
is
be
fine.
able to defrost?
Yes. This is fine.
Cell says a B20 is a better system. Lieutenant Lucan says, if you mean the humour about hating yourself, we've got a lot about that too. It's like when Frostpunk, a management game about managing a semi-totalitarian city in a winter apocalypse, every third Russian comment would be about how it is a Russia simulator. Oh, really? I've watched a lot of Frostpunk. Mia was asking me, did I not fancy playing it?
It seemed like...
It seemed like my kind of thing, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I don't know why I haven't been attracted to playing it, actually. I watch
Probably
it
because-
avidly.
Well, you can put that against her current fascination with Tropico and Frostpunk. Do you see a weather difference?
Frostpunk's cold.
Yeah.
I want to play Tropico because it's nice and hot and it's got coconuts and llamas.
Yes.
And I don't fancy playing Frostpunk because, ooh, it looks a bit chilly.
Yeah, that's
I don't like
definitely
the
it.
cold, it's true. It's true. Maybe.
Ah!
It's a dangerous object, Mia.
What? A grabber? I don't have a grabber with me. I'll go have the top up on my...
Bernie says, did you hear that some university banned clapping?
Manchester... no. The University of Manchester, rather, its student union of... the University of Manchester did that. Stop dismantling the bloody balloons! Yes, I heard
Banned
about that.
clapping as a form of applause and suggest it be replaced with jazz hands. Any thoughts, opinions, condemnation? Now, jazz hands. I love jazz hands.
Yes, but they're not very audible.
They're not very audible, it's true. Sal says, I wouldn't be flattered after people jazz handed me. Oh, jazz hands are great. Jazz hands are a good thing to do in the office to make Mia pull faces.
Well, I'm glad that I'm not studying at the University of Manchester. They're less prestigious anyway. Recently I found out that they are abbreviated to Uni-Off, which just sounds silly.
Potato says, well, it generally goes against Twitch policies and Twitch isn't really doing anything about it. That's naked women rather than jazz hands. Lieutenant Lucan says, has Sal played The War of Mine? This War of Mine? I've got it. Now that was a game which came out. There was a reason why I delayed buying it at the time. It might have been that it came out before I got my gaming PC. I was desperate to get it, and then I bought it, and I've never even played it.
I haven't too.
Yeah, I think it's a fabulous game.
I just find it depressing and sad, so I'm trying to avoid it. But unfortunately, it's on the list of streamable games, so it's going to come back to haunt me eventually.
Tablespoon says, I like the D10 and D20 systems. I play a number of tabletops, Mage, Vampire, Werewolf, and all the D&D games are my faves. What was the game we played, Mia? I shouldn't drum my fingers on the desk. That'll come across really bad on the microphone. We played it with Stream. Bernie hated it. Talisman. Yeah. That was great. Cell says, when will it be Napalm Punk?
That's a joke about temperature conditions and the types of games you like.
Oh, I see.
Bloody grandpa.
Sorry, Cell. Mia got your joke. I
Battery
didn't.
wire aluminium.
Mr. Woozy, hello, Mr. Woozy.
Hello.
Says, in Germany, most people pat the tables rather than clap. Or pat and clap the tables. Oh, so is this another German in chat? So Mia's German, Bernie's German.
Hello, Mr. Woozy. Well, it's generally something I noticed at university. At the end of a lecture, you usually just go like this and knock on the table.
Do you?
Which...
What, in the UK university?
No,
rather than
German.
Oh, the German
ones.
university.
Which is something you can do with just one hand. It makes the equivalent noise of applause if enough people do it, and you can use your other hand to pack up your stuff. I didn't think it was, something with cultural significance. It's just something we do out of laziness.
Oh, I see.
Or something we find efficient. Anyway, it concerns me that you don't even do that here. Not at all.
Well, was it you who was saying that you were a bit upset that the director didn't get a round of applause afterwards?
We had a team briefing with the finance director where he held like a 1 hour long presentation about things going on at the organisation, and at the end I just started applauding, but I was the only bloody one while everybody else just left.
Everybody else left and hightailed it out the door after having been made to sit for an hour through.
It was a bit depressing. It's like you don't even respect the man.
Oh no, I must admit I do. I think it.
You didn't clap.
I didn't clap. It's true. I have clapped him at times, though.
At times.
He is the best finance director I've ever
He's
met.
the only Oh no, hold on.
I've met loads of finance directors.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant the only one you're currently working for. For crying
yeah,
out
he's
loud!
the only one I'm currently working for. Potato says, speaking of the office, anything new happening there?
The soup lady got a new phone and was bragging about it today.
Oh yeah, the soup lady was distracting. Was he yesterday? I've had a lot on the past few days. There's been things happening, political things and stuff happening, which have been. I mean, my God, was it yesterday morning before lunchtime? I'd had to solve 3 legal queries on. I had to give advice to 3 different lawyers. And I'm not even a lawyer. It's just there's certain aspects of law that I know better than any of the other lawyers. And so before they give their legal advice, they check with me how to interpret the legislation. And it was like, before lunch, 3 of them. Now, I don't go in till 10 o'clock, so to get 3 legal queries sorted by 12 is quite an
work than
achievement.
she usually does in a week.
I don't usually wake up till 10:30. I get into the office for 10, but then it's about 10:30 by the time my computer's switched on and I've browsed my emails for a little bit and told everybody else what it is they need to do and stuff.
And then made up a reason for why she needs to go home. She has important work to do, you see. I
have been building up, you may have noticed me, to why I need to work at home.
Yeah, I know.
For a little
I've
bit.
been there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's working. I'm working more in the office than she is.
No, that's not true. I've been in the office 5 days this week. You've only been in the office 2 days.
Okay, I used to until somebody halfway fired me due to an employment freeze.
No, that's not why I half fired you. I half fired you because you're
You would have
full-time at university.
You would have full fired me if you had the chance. But no, you can't get a replacement mirror, so you're stuck with the real thing.
I do need to start working on the replacement mirror, it's true.
Well, you can't. Especially not now.
Well, I need to start working on the replacement mirror in time for February.
Well, that too.
And because the replacement mirror is quite a complex thing to arrange.
They do not come with an IKEA manual.
No,
Sorry,
don't.
IKEA assembly guides.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Oh.
I have the
Oh,
grabber.
when did that happen?
Oh, you did it again!
I just did it again! There was... I didn't realise that there was more chat. But I didn't scroll up, so I don't know why. I've only missed a bit. Chat stopped scrolling for a moment. It's not that big a deal, the jazz hands thing, is it? Says Mr. Woozy. So
Well, the
says,
jazz
"Who's Mr.
hands
Woozy?"
thing, as far as I'm aware, only recently got introduced at the student union at the University of Manchester, while the knock on the table thing has been established practice for at least a decade, I'd like to argue. Probably more.
Well, jazz hands are... I mean, that sounds like a joke, because jazz hands are culturally associated with...
Mockery?
No, not mockery.
Well, the problem is
Comedy.
modern campus culture makes me believe that this is not intended as a joke, and they want you to take it at face value. You're no longer allowed to clap. Because it can disturb people.
Cell says, what is your opinion on technology?
Well, that's a bit of a stunted question there.
Lieutenant Lukin says, I'm asking because Frostpunk is made by This War of Mine developers. Oh, I didn't know that. That I can
so it's
see
depressing.
the link. Yeah, because they are both
Very depressing.
emotionally taxing, I think is a good thing. Mr. Woozy says, you sound like a chatbot. What do you mean, technology? That's a bit broad.
Wait, which one? Me? Oh, not me.
No, not you, Cell. No, Cell, we've known Cell long enough to know that he's definitely not a chatbot. He's good and chatty, though. Mr. Woozy is from Belgium. He says, and hi.
Hello!
Potato says, knocking. Bark, 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 bark. Woof, woof, woof. Bark, bark, bark. Huh? And yes, and people are saying hello to Mr. Woozy. Tempest Moon says, would you play Forest Village, Sal? I think I did quite recently, didn't I? Wasn't it Forest Village? Oh, hang on. Mia's just dying. Once you finish choking me. I'm pretty sure I played Forest Village quite recently. Wasn't that the one... I played it until the update that brought in the weird shading fog stuff that was just doing my nutting because there was glare over everything.
I do think I remember that, yes. Excuse me, my screen's freezing over.
Indeed. Cell says, technology is technology. What else would it be? It isn't broad at all. You'll never be bored with technology. You'll never be alone with technology. You'll never be you without technology. Mr. Woozy says, well, in any case, yes, I am interested in technology. But to hold an opinion on it is like having an opinion on life forms or things. Yeah, that's pretty true. And he says, this game looks pretty neat. Yeah. Which is why I made Mia play it. Potato says, what are the requirements for a replacement Mia? Oh,
Screws.
Have we told them about the little Mia that we've got running around?
No, I have not yet. Oh, for crying out loud! Not informed them about that yet.
Oh, we've got a baby Mia in the house.
Don't call him that. That makes it sound
It's
weird.
so cute.
I have...
about Mia's little
I've
friend, then?
conscripted... Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Where did my thing go?
Oh dear.
You made me bump into it and now I've lost it!
You took your hand off the mouse to make hand gestures at me, didn't you, Mia?
I can't... Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. That's too far away. Mind my health! I would like to!
Oh dear.
This is my life now.
Oh no, comrade, you're dead!
You lie again.
Just...
You are here. That means death was impossible. Tell truth. Confirm.
Yes, give me now to save. What did I lose? Where is my grabber?
Potato did say candle,
My
you fool.
grabber!
Right, I will go back to the chat I've missed, but just for the moment, while it's timely. Yeah, Potato says, candle, you fool. Cell says, yay! Sweet, Mia
not
died!
have found that bloody thing in time. Battery wire aluminium.
Bernie says, Rarestone M. Which, unfortunately, that only works on YouTube.
Yes.
Lieutenant Lucan says, good night, sweet prince. So scrolling back to what we were talking about, requirements for a replacement Mia. Well, Mia is covering a vacancy in my team. I am looking up to take on what's called a career grade apprentice. So that's somebody who starts on an apprentice wage and then over the course of probably 2 to 4 years hits certain milestones in their training and skills. To be able to have automatic pay rises as they meet certain milestones. And I want to get them to the point where they can take over from Soup Lady. Because Soup Lady is...
Needs to be replaced.
Well, it's not just that, but Soup Lady is closing on retirement age. So by the
Unfortunately, she won't be there by the time I've left.
So by the time an apprentice has finished their apprenticeship, Soup Lady will not be far off retirement. So I need to get somebody to get up to be able to get up to speed to do her job very quickly. But to get a career grade apprentice, that means that I've got to specify I've got to write a role profile for about 4 different jobs because they'll be paid 4 different salaries at different stages. So it's quite a complex type of job role to write. And we had a recruitment freeze internally that meant I could only recruit someone for 6 months, and that's nonsense when you're trying to recruit a career grade apprentice. So that's why I brought Mia in temporarily to cover while I was sorting all of this out. And I need to get on with it because Mia's insisting on leaving in February.
And I'm not. You're
You
about
are
to
too.
You me.
You told me
You can't
that you
just
wouldn't
turn this
work
around.
beyond February because of exams and things.
Snoozy paloozy.
Because I could easily say, let's make it April. Because that's when the new budget's set, and I could easily say I shall recruit in time to start in April.
Fine, I'll work till April then.
You can't. You've got exams and things. You said you couldn't work beyond February. Cell says technology and
I can
tape
hand all
is the
these-
requirements for the replacement Mia.
I can hand the exams in, I can hand my assignments in at any time I want. If I wanted to, I could finish them this weekend.
You haven't even been given them this week yet.
What?
Not
What do
all.
you mean?
For the whole year?
Yes.
Including next term?
Well, maybe not, but I have the majority of them. They plan ahead.
Lieutenant Lucan says, replacement Mia? I just have Connor from Detroit become human in my mind, with new replacement Mias coming every day after the previous one was fired.
Hello, Detective Sal. I'm your replacement Mia. Sent to you from
Tempest
Cyberlife.
Moon's checking out my videos for me to see whether or not it was Forest Village. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Bernie says, at Sal, You don't like the cold. Well, looks at his Steam purchase confirmation.
Somebody's going to give you frostbite.
Someone's going to give me a game that involves being out in the cold.
Maybe.
Right, where were we? Mia's little pal. Right, now this is at the point at which you died.
Ah! Wow, you're way behind on
I know,
chat.
but we had stories and things
Mia's
to tell.
Rarestone number 105.
Hang on, you missed one.
105?
You died a lot.
When did this happen?
You died a lot when we were playing
Dishonored.
Dishonored, yeah.
Doesn't count.
Potato says, also, baby Mia, care you explain?
No, she can't.
Seeking Chivalry, hello Seeking Chivalry, says, oh no, I said that before, didn't I? Yes. Is this long enough to buy at the moment?
According to current estimates, you get around 4 hours of game time out of it.
We're getting a bit more than 4 hours.
Primarily because I tend to die occasionally. But it has a very good sense of humour, as was already established, and it looks pretty good. Sure, the gameplay at the moment isn't very optimised with its 75 seconds of death timer, but I'd say for the price it's worth it. What was the price again?
I don't remember.
Oh, well done, Sal. Now we look silly.
But it's been an enjoyable game to play, hasn't it?
It has, and especially given with the prospect that more is hopefully coming. We all hope.
Yeah, but even with what's in the game so far, I think it's been enjoyable. So where were we? Cell says, so Mia is going to outlive Soup now?
I was trying to.
Mia has outlived the chief executive.
Well, not outlived. He's not going to die. He's going to go to Australia.
Yeah.
Which is almost as bad, really. He could die there.
Lieutenant Lucan says, Mouse Mia, Mia, Female Mia, Dead Old Man Mia, Spaceman Mia, and now Little Mia. Collect all the action figures. The Mia Anthology, says Cell. Lieutenant Lucan says, Mia, Cinematic Universe. Cell says, that is a very confusing universe. Lieutenant Lucan says, well, our universe is very confusing. Cell says, not with technology. Our universe is just surreal. And Lieutenant Lucan says, yes, and maybe one day we shall learn everything about it with technology. Cell says, of course. Potato says, Mia's getting more out of it because he's like a bloody cat, can't make up his mind if he wants to leave or stay. That's absolutely true. Yeah, Mia just wanders out of the door, forgets what he's gone out the door for, and then wanders back in again.
I feel like I'm doing fine.
You are, you've only died once. So yeah, Mia's little pal.
I've conscripted the first unit into
You just took your hand off the mouse to make a hand gesture again and nearly lost the bloom. We've got a Roomba. Oh, it's so cute. You know,
it's not cute, it's supposed to be deadly.
It's so cute.
Terrifying.
It comes up and taps you on the foot.
Well, that's because it's performing threat assessment.
Oh no, even you think it's cute.
Well,
You're
yeah, but I
trying
wouldn't admit that in public. I love him.
Mia is doing his part, says Cell. And Potato says, now Mia, please tell me you still have candles on you. And Cell says,
I put them all away, and I accidentally alt-tab out of the game.
You just alt-tabbed out the game, yeah. And Lieutenant Lucan says, at Cell, or we just create hyper-realistic virtual reality and transfer our consciousness into it, where we become gods and spend eternity in procrastination, sloth and pleasure. Oh, I do like that idea. That is my idea of heaven.
Jesus.
I believe that's what happens to us in our afterlife. After death, we all become hyper-realistic virtual realities and transfer our consciousness into it, where we become gods and spend eternity in procrastination, sloth and pleasure.
Oh no.
I do like that.
Oh no.
And Cell says, so we will be lost in the new realm? You're going to die again,
No,
aren't
I'm
you?
fine, really.
Okay.
This is all part of the plan. I'm heightening the stakes. Are you at the bottom of chat? Just making sure here, not
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you're
I'm at the
missing
bottom of
things. You say that, but the new message
I
is
did
still
check.
down there.
There's always a new message down the
Unless you
bottom,
click
isn't
on the new message. See?
Mm-hmm.
Now chat will automatically ensure that
it
you're at
will
the very
pop
bottom.
back up as soon as we get one more chat in there.
No, that's not how it works. It only does that if you scroll. And then a message pops up. And you scrolled. You ruined it.
Bernie says, at me, tape the bread knife to it and see if you still approve of a weaponized Roomba. I've been playing Megaquarium recently. You see, that's the kind of thing I play off camera because I don't think you guys would be interested in watching me pottering around with fish for endless hours.
Don't say that. They would be just because you mentioned it now.
But the people, the audience, the visitors are just like Roombas. I've been fascinated watching the visitors in Megaquarium because they sort of bounce off the walls and sort of they have a goal, a sort of vague drift to their direction, a bit like the Roomba. We've called our Roomba Wadderwick, and it is great. It's so cute, and it actually does do a good job of keeping the floor clean. And Lieutenant Lukin says, yes, with no way to go forward, with no progress. And Potato says, we get to watch Sal's stream forever. I would actually enjoy that. I mean, you've seen how I've killed Mia doing 24-hour streams and things in the past.
That's just because mortal shells and energy requirements.
And Sal says, gotta say, the super real sounds a lot more fun than the paradises of the Bronze Age civilizations. Yeah. Bernie says, you've called it what now? Wadderwick. It's a Monty Python skit. It come up in the office, hadn't it, recently?
It has.
I can't remember why,
Lead
but
paint,
we were
plastic
talking about
aluminium.
Wadderwick. And then we were trying to think of the name for the Roomba, and the name Wadderwick just popped into somebody's head. Might have been mine. Lieutenant Lucan says, yes, imagine having adventures in any possible world, tasting any food or substance, being God, creating worlds and universes. Get bored? Erase your memory and live your life or any other life.
Painting of the spacesuit, the probability of your death from radiation is now lower than the probability of death from the suit itself. In this regard, you
Yay.
can fly to the evacuation point.
Woohoo!
Ha! Finally!
Yeah. Erase your memory and live your life or any other life without knowing of your god powers. Bernie says, Wadderwick? Yeah, it's like Roderick, but said with a lisp. Potato says, can't wait for you and Mia to start streaming VR. I'd love to see Sal stream budget cuts. Sal says, can't wait to see Mia in VR. I don't know though, because I don't think that VR is particularly streamable at the moment. When I've watched other people stream in VR games, the camera action, because your head moves so much more jerkily than your hand on the mouse, and it's quite an uncomfortable watch. Yeah, Bernie says VR is shit to watch. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. Good to play with, but it's not really watchable. Potato says, Mia, pack up your oxygen and food and water. Sal says, yes. And Drunk Spidey, hello, Spidey poo you smell, says, what do you got here, Subnautica?
No, it's called Breathedge, which is like
Also
Subnautica in
smells.
space, with a whole lot less oxygen for crying out loud.
Bernie says, in space. And
Oh,
Sal
no.
says, Subastronautica.
Lads, enjoy this. This is going to be the last time we listen to this. Anyway, off to evacuation. I'm gonna miss this, fella.
Do you think you can make it in one go? Oh, have you got enough oxygen on the way?
I've got a few candles. I've got these 2 stations.
Lieutenant Lucan says, our equipment is totally shit, is definitely Russian humour. Our equipment is totally shit jokes. Is definitely Russian humour.
I don't know. I'm reminded of a joke from the IT crowd where Moss is trying to put out a fire and the fire extinguisher which catches on fire because it's made in Britain.
Yeah.
You can't claim this as your own sense of humour. It's a universal thing.
Okay. Potato says, did you grab your oxygen, Mia?
I did, for crying out loud.
Bernie says, that song that Mia so likes reminds me of the Trollolo guy.
Very well pronounced, Sal.
Was it?
No.
Trollolo? Trollala? I don't know what the Trollolo guy is. Or Trollolo. Drunk Spidey says oxygen is overrated.
I don't know. I quite enjoy its presence every now and then.
Cell says, I thought our equipment is totally shit was a marine thing or something. Cell says there are better oxidizers than oxygen. It's true. Can't think of one off the top of my head. But I know it's true. Just thinking of the periodic table now.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, Cell says so. Technically, oxygen is rated below some other things. True. So, oxygen is underrated in some cases and overrated in others.
You know what's gonna be a bother?
What?
If I turn up there and I find out I need a grabber to open the door or some nonsense.
The captain's bridge is detected ahead. The evacuation should be led from there, but there are no signals or movement detected in this area. Probably everyone died.
Oh, that's nice. Potato says, that's a shame we won't get to see Sal flail and panic in VR. There's absolutely no way I would ever play anything even slightly scary in VR. I get too sucked into, too immersed in games on a flat screen. I think that Minecraft is one of the scariest games I've ever played. And it's like, there's no way I would play something.
I see her next to Captain's bridge. It's fine. Communication with the bridge is not there. All the to access the bridge, you need the code admin123. There is a button with the... Oh, for crying out loud!
Sounds extremely convincing. The information on the captain's bridge is classified in the database. Therefore, it is recommended to ignore this valuable advice and act according to the situation.
I did it.
Oh.
I didn't manage to read that. What did they want me to do now?
They wanted you to ignore Babe. Babe was giving you some instructions, and they said, don't follow Babe's instructions. Babe's got a dodgy accent or something.
Fair point.
I think it's in your log.
Caution, radiation. Don't worry about the radiation, I've got the suit.
Bernie has posted a link to the meme of Trololo guy. Trololo guy.
Oh, not now.
No, not. I can't touch it.
The captain's
Chlorine
bridge was badly damaged, but the main systems are still functioning properly. The door is locked. If you manage to get inside, there is a chance to send a distress signal to the nearest planet, or at least cake the corpse with the captain who allowed this to happen.
Admin 123 or something.
I need a handy scrapper.
Way to go with repairing it.
Thank you.
That's fabulous.
The key. There is a key inside. Key, an ordinary key from some cheap lock. You can open or close something with it, or you can lose it and open the lock with your finger. What was the rest? It's strange that the captain's bridge is locked with such a piece of junk. Also, while I have some air in here, what was that last message I received from Babe? Nah. I see you're next to the captain's bridge. It's fine. Communication with the bridge is not there. All die. To access bridge, you need the code. Admin 123. There is a button with the inscription kill all passengers. You press it. Only do not be scared. She does not kill anyone. It's just the wrong localization of the game. I'll wait for your help and hope you for yours.
Lieutenant Lucan says, no, it is a certain part of post-Soviet mentality, when a simple Russian man has to put up with evil government, bad equipment and Russian mentality to achieve his goals in the end.
Welcome back aboard, Captain. System active, engine active, blaster. What am I blasting off with?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Seems to be a long day.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Well,
Sal says, great driving there.
I pride myself in my ability to drive. I mentioned before that my driving instructor called me a submarine driver.
He did. Potato says, I'm crying. Bernie says, okay, well, that was the perfect ending.
Well,
that's brilliant.
that was enjoyable so far. If you'd like to see me try more things like that, you might probably have to wait like half a year to a full year until they release more bits of this game. But in the meantime, I will probably be playing different things. Usually on Wednesdays at 8 PM GMT +1. Which is about 2 hours ago from now if you're watching this live. Have we decided yet what the next one's going to be?
I think we did, but I can't remember.
Well,
Otherwise,
it's going to be a surprise then. Alternatively, if you'd rather be certain about what's going to be played, you could tune in tomorrow on Thursday at 8 PM GMT +1, where Sal will be returning to her part-time position of second best hospital runner in the county.
I'm the best hospital manager in the county. It's just that Bernie's played more hours than me. Potato says Gravekeeper. I wanted Mia to play Gravekeeper, but I think there's too many hours in the game. You guys would all lose interest before we got anywhere near finishing it. Which is the kind of thing that I'd play, because I don't care. I play sort of a few streams or something and then walk away from it, because that's the sort of thing that I'm not really a completer finisher. Mia would have to do it, and it would take him a full year. So, Star Control Origins, says Bernie. Points out at Mia. Star Control Origins.
It is on the it's to be given to the streamability sensor list.
Bernie says, now you have more hours, by the way. Play Emmanuel Samuel. Do it, says Spidey.
Who's Manuel Samuel?
I don't know, that's not one
I'll
I've
put
heard
it on
of.
the same list as Star Control Origins.
Potato says, and I made so many assets for that game. Well, I was absolutely convinced that I wanted Mia to play it, but then when I watched Mia do a playthrough of it, and it did take 50 to 100 hours of gameplay? Something like that. And and we thought you probably wouldn't want to watch Mia play farming and gravekeeping for quite that long. And Mia doesn't like walking away from a game unfinished. So if we do play Graveyard Keeper, it's much more likely to be me playing it than Mia playing it.
Well, it could also be brought up during a Stream Vesta thing or something.
Maybe. Cell says, play Roundabout the game. Lieutenant Lukin says, at Cell, is this a... And then trails off. Potato says, oh neat, my birthday lands on a Cell stream on the 25th. That 25th of October.
Don't look at me, I don't memorize birthdays.
I'm thinking,
I'm struggling with my
you
own.
know why the 25th of October is important, don't you, Mia?
Oh! Is it though?
Yeah.
We can't allude to that fact.
We can, it's part of our Nidd away.
Oh yeah, well you've already given it all away. So much for surprises, everybody.
So
I
on the
realise the
25th,
music is a bit loud.
Oh yeah. The menu music's a bit loud. On the 25th of October, we will be streaming from
Hopefully.
somewhere near Apple's house.
Are you sure?
I think so. Isn't it the 25th? Because I think it's the 29th that we go up to the River Nidd.
Is it though?
I think so.
No, hold the phone.
Oh yeah, I could check my phone.
Oh yeah, you could.
I could check my phone. Hang on. Go get my phone, Mia. It's plugged into the charger.
My arm! Oh no!
No, it's plugged into the charger.
I know! I sacrificed a whole lot for this.
Yeah, let's just check this so we can tell people what we're doing and when. Do I have it on my phone?
I don't know if you have it on your phone.
The
spreadsheet is available on Twitter.
Oh, I've just got an email through from the finance director. Right, yeah, no, don't get distracted. I was looking to see what the hotel bookings are. I've definitely got
But
that
also
on
says they're dying. No, use the
dying.
spreadsheet.
I haven't got the spreadsheet on my phone.
So, use
Right,
the
here we go.
spreadsheet.
Oh no, that's when we leave.
Oh, well done.
Which email address did we use for
The me one.
the Nidd ones?
No, the me one.
Me.
Yes, at me.
What?
Oh, at me!
What?
Okay, how about this? I'll just
Have a look at the spreadsheet. Yeah, bring the spreadsheet up.
I'll bring up the spreadsheet. I'll just quickly press this.
So we can tell everybody.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, this is worth waiting for. Honestly, we're going to tell you what we're doing in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh no, that was the wrong button.
You're not going to make me listen to the train song, are you?
No, I'm not. But you could turn on the train song while people are waiting.
Is that the train song?
Yes, it is the train song. People will rejoice.
Okay. Yeah, so bring up the...
Give it a moment.
Okay.
I'm an old man. You can't rush
isn't
me.
it on I think it's on a bookmark on Google.
How dare you
Chrome.
put that on a bookmark?
Where are we? Potato has posted a picture of a dog in a house on fire saying, this is fine. And he says, my face when? Lieutenant Lukin says, what about Stalin versus Martians? Okay, don't play it. It's a bad game. Bernie says they're dying. Lieutenant Lukin says, man dies trying to reach for phone. Turns out to be a cloud. Man cloud. Such an old standby, says Potato. Bernie says, yay! Potato says, like, really old.
Well, sometimes you have to go back to the classics.
And Lieutenant Lukin says, what is the origin of the train song?
The internet.
Mia really likes it.
I was trying to find something that's...
Just get on with it, Mia.
Looks good. Go on. I just
You're
want to look
there
at the
with
spreadsheet.
with a button on your screen that says press me and you're not pressing it.
Well, give it a moment, as I was
Because you're
about to
busy
say.
looking at chat.
Okay,
Aha,
how do
right,
I
here
enter
you
full
go.
screen mode of this? Is it F6? Oh no, it wasn't F6.
You don't need it in full screen.
Fine then. Right, 25th you said?
Yeah.
Oh no, where would Apple on that?
Yeah, so
We have scheduled in waddling with Apple for that day.
Right. So Boris is flying to the UK and is landing in the UK on the 20...
Are we supposed to tell people
Yeah.
that already? I
Yeah.
mean, has he booked it? Has he confirmed it? We're making promises we can't... Oh, F12! Now F12 opens the developer console. F11.
Why do you even
Aha!
want it in full screen, Mir?
So you can click the button again, and then people
No,
can
I
look
don't
at
want
it.
people to see the spreadsheet.
Oh, yeah, but you want to just explain it to
No,
everyone
I don't
in
mind
detail.
telling people the bits.
Fine.
So, yeah, Boris is coming to the UK on, I think it's the 22nd. Mir will correct me if I've got the wrong date.
You're right.
Yeah. And we will be staying in or around London for a day or two, and then going off to see Apple, who lives on the south coast of the UK, which I think it'll be the 24th or 25th that we go down to the south. So we'll be streaming on the Wednesday and Thursday night, with Boris and Apple probably in stream with us from somewhere on the south coast of the UK, maybe even from Apple's house. Then Anubis arrives on the 27th. Yep. So Anubis flies into the UK as well. And then we're all travelling up to the River Nidd.
We would have done that sooner already, but the problem is we kind of needed to wait for Anubis.
Yeah, people are flying in at different times. So we're going up to Yorkshire, where we have rented a house of Nidd. We're going to be staying in an apartment that has unlimited fibre broadband, so we'll be streaming from there all kinds of different nights of the week, including the Wednesday and Thursday.
As a fair warning, Boris requested that we do something culturally enriching, like looking at some stones out in the countryside for a while.
We're going to go for a walk along the Nidd. We won't be able to stream that because it's out in the countryside, but we might well bring some video footage back of us wandering around in the countryside.
We probably can't promise to stream at all times and all the crazy times,
I mean,
but
all kinds
just
of
to set
times.
some expectations here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we will be in Yorkshire until when, Mia? The 2nd.
The 2nd.
2nd of November. So 2nd of November is when we leave Yorkshire, and then it's just getting people back onto planes and things, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, we've actually been talking about meetups and whether or not anybody wants meetups. So there'll probably be
Boris will randomly announce where he vaguely is by utilizing some GeoGuessr game, and then that's how meetings are established, and at the end of the day he'll be really depressed that nobody found him.
We kind of did that last time, didn't we? We were supposed to be meeting people in London, and we sent them a picture of somewhere in Holland, in the Netherlands, and said, guess where we are.
Yeah, but the difference is that, we were going to come to them, and they was just supposed to guess how far away we were from them. Here we'd be standing in a place, just photographing a leaf, and then telling people, guess where we are. That's where we meet, everybody.
Potato says, another reminder, don't let Apple record the whole trip, because last time the only thing we got to see was constant shots of Anubis's arse. Well, some of those paths were very narrow, and Apple was walking immediately behind Anubis. Sal says, Geo Boris. Anyway, I think we should call it a night now.
Well, hold on. Here's one last secret of the spreadsheet. Important information. Boris made specific notice to note this down. A cappuccino in England costs approximately £2.60, which is roughly...
a cappuccino in England.
Which is roughly Australian dollars and 50 cents.
Oh, fancy that. Okay. That's a pretty cheap cappuccino. It must be quite a small one.
We also have a horrible sheet, but people are not allowed to see that.
Anyway, we shall call it a night now, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. GMT +1 for me playing
we already established
best hospital manager in the world.
In 2 Point County.
In 2 Point County. Or join us on Saturday, where Potato will be streaming. What's the thing Potato's streaming at the moment? I've forgotten the name of it. Can't remember. Potato, what's the name of the thing you're streaming at the moment?
Spec Ops The Line.
Lieutenant Lucan just put GeoGuessr. He says, GeoGuessr, next stream game confirmed. Yay!
Well, it'll probably one of the games we play during the Nidd away. Anyway, we've done our thing. Yep. Cheerios. Have a nice
everyone.
life. Goodbye.
Bye.